Hey everyone, I'm Harith Iskander here. First of all, let me put this up front. What is happening in the Gaza Strip and in the West Bank right now, what the Zionist forces and government are doing is nothing short of atrocious. They are acts of atrocity bordering on inhumane, meaning it's screwed up, all right? So I've put that up front. Just to be clear on my stand, it's a screwed up situation. Now, my opinion is we need to stop making it a Jew versus Muslim issue. Here's why. Over the last few days, every time I post about something, which recently has mostly been, Raya related stuff, amongst all the responses and comments, there's always a few people who ask, hey Harith, what have you got to say about the Palestine-Israeli issue? Why aren't you saying anything about it? Well, the reason I haven't said anything about it until now is because, to be honest, I really didn't understand too much about the issue. Yes, I know there were bombings and attacks, but let's be honest here, and I've been around long enough to know, this Palestine-Israel bombing and attack is not really a new issue. It's a reoccurring issue. It's decades old. And by reoccurring, I mean the story pops up every couple of years on our timeline. Every few years on social media, our WhatsApp gets flooded with horrific pictures of Palestinians who were killed by Israeli bombardment. And then Malaysians will get all upset and pledge to help the Palestine people, and a lot of money is raised to support the cause, and this is a good thing. And however, it's always closely followed by a call to boycott McDonald's or Starbucks because the Jews own it. Then people will say, well, then you need to get off Facebook and then iPhone and yada yada yada. And then, to be honest, after a while it dies down until another conflict happens, and then more rockets are fired and more people die. And then now, before you start canceling me, I'm not belittling this. I am acknowledging what is happening right now is horrific and terrible. The bombs are real. The devastation is real, and something must be done to stop the violence. That is a given. It goes without saying. Now, I haven't jumped on the social media train about the issue because I wanted to take a little time to study the issue, get past the headlines. Now, I don't know about you, but the first time this issue popped up again on my radar was on May 4th. I woke up, I saw on Twitter that the Israeli police stormed the Al-Aqsa Mosque during Ramadan, and then the Hamas retaliated from Gaza by shooting rockets into Jerusalem. Then Israeli forces bombed the shit out of Gaza, and back and forth, and the Malaysians got riled up and all the posts, and then the anti-Jew sentiment reared its ugly head. So many Malaysians, at least the ones that appear on my timeline, turned this into a war against Islam. Yes, the Palestinians are predominantly Muslim, and yes, they need support, protection and help. But there are Palestinian Christians and Jews who are affected too, which brings me to my point. This isn't a Muslim issue. It's a humanitarian issue. It's not really a religious war. It's a land war. It's a fight over land. And our horror and disgust and anger should not be, oh my God, why are Jews killing Muslim children? We need to boycott McDonald's to protest because the Jews own McDonald's. Well, that's bullshit. Our anger should be about, hey, why is this one group of people with very powerful political allies trying to bully their way into another person's land and property and push them out? Yeah, there is a cloak of religion thrown over it, but you don't need to be a Muslim to be horrified about what's happening in the Palestine. You just need to be human. Now, what is happening in Gaza and the West Bank is horrific. The actions of the Zionist government are inhumane. The retaliation, the scale is completely unjust. But it's not a Jew versus Muslim war. It's very plain and simply a land grab issue. Decades old issue of one group trying to push out another group via political intimidation, bullying and war. It's about politics and power and money. And even the Palestinians themselves have been at war with each other, resulting in 2006 when the PLO and Hamas split and Hamas became the de facto government in Gaza. So who are the victims of this tragedy? The Palestinians caught in the crossfire of these warring factions. And tragically, a lot of them are children. There is very little holy about this war. Humans are suffering, including Palestinian Christians. It is a humanitarian matter. And if you are a human being, you should be horrified as well. So the sooner we stop making it's an atrocities against our religion issue, and the sooner we focus on the fact that it is atrocities against human beings, the sooner we'll be able to get like-minded nations, the powerful ones, the influential ones, to wield their influence and put pressure on the Zionist government to stop the killing, stop the atrocities. Because when you just make it a religious issue, you're forcing one side to take a stand against another side, and that never ends well. I'm Harith Iskander.